Whoa. Okay. Welcome to my life as an NPC. I did not remember this being... I have not played her story, apparently. We are playing Everlasting Summer, and this is a One Pioneer story. I thought I played everything, but apparently not this. We are... Yeah, this is the mod version, where we can go with Zhenya. But I'm not so sure of that anymore, seeing this. What the hell is going on? Let's see. How long am I panting for, though? Okay, so let's see what's going on here. My world is empty. As empty as I am. I destroyed myself to become a whole world. A world of emptiness that destroyed me. I believed I had someone's fate in my hands. The power to end the lives of others. But I was only wandering in the darkness, vainly hiding from any new beam of light, every one of which was only spawning empty shadows. Every shadow was my faceless reflection, a cloud of absolute darkness with a single goal, to consume me. I was hiding from them, merging with them. They were becoming me and I was becoming them, and finally it didn't matter which one of us is on that side of the mirror. Although in this case it's not just a cliched phrase or the reflection of a crude loser. It is a fact. Even though this wasn't the case before, even though before the worlds were many and my life could be called a life. Because it all ended in a single moment. First was this damned bus, again, everywhere, and a crowd of those joyfully whooping pioneers around, the same as me. And then again and again, like a vivid kaleidoscope of faces, events, emotions and feelings. But who the hell cares anymore? You know, if a man has died, he will regret what he didn't have time for, what he didn't do, what he didn't say, rather than exactly how his life journey ended. But am I in one of those places where the souls go after death? And everything could have been different too. It doesn't matter that the end is always on one and the same if the road to it can vary. It depends on my choice. And it did before. So when did everything change? The different versions of events, the lines of life, the people's fates seem to intertwine several times over, resulting in something like a rope of doom which you can only hang yourself on. So when did it all change? Surely not in a single day, a single hour, but certainly so fast I didn't even have time to notice. Spooky intro. Okay, so is this like a clarification of what this world actually is then? The rays of the summer sun shines into my eyes. A summer one. Well, I would have thought. What a surprise. But it was winter yesterday. Or was it yesterday? I know there's a pack of cigarettes and a matchbox tucked away in the driver's glove box. My head spun from the deep breaths I inhaled, and the nasty smell of menthol fed my brain with a chill. Cosmos for export. They could damn well make stuff for export then, unlike now. Nuclear reactors, rifles, cigarettes, and communism. Lots of communism, in boxes, crates, containers, in the cargo holds of ships, in the freight sections of planes, in the goods wagons of trains, even in the spaceships. Even more communism, to the pygmies of Africa, Incans of South America, Papuans of New Guinea. However, the Incans are part of North and Central America, not South America, as far as I know. And I guess we can drop a package of the penguins in Antarctica too. I'm raving. I have no idea what that word was. Finishing the third cigarette, I stared at the gates and then started to wait. I don't even need a clock. There's an unfailing internal chronometer working in my head. Now, just a little bit longer. One of the doors squeaked disgustingly and opened up a bit, and from behind it peeked a girl in a pioneer uniform, who looked around and noticed me. Walking closer, she sniffed the heavy, hot air and seemed to be a bit surprised, but immediately smiled and spoke. "Hi, you must be the new..." "Okay," so we shouted, "Go fuck yourself." I shouted, got up and went to the camp, ignoring her. It was hilarious once, then it was fun, now it's just a habit. A foolish but obsessive habit, like putting different things in different pockets. I, for example, can't carry a phone in my right pocket because... hell if I know why. And this is the same deal. Insulting a girl in the morning is a good start to the day. I met another pioneer girl on the way. To be more precise, she tried to hit me on the back but I jumped away in time and glared at her in a way that seemed to make the poor girl suddenly come up with more urgent things to do. The camp leader's hut was drowning in a storm of lilacs. Can it just drown already, damn it? A loud slam of the door distracted the occupant from reading some book. No, I really never wonder what the camp leader reads. Without undressing, I hopped onto the bed and threw my feet in their winter boots up on the backboard. "What do you think you're doing? And for that matter, who are you?" the camp leader asked, genuinely resentful. "Shut your mouth, woman," I said lazily. She was petrified, unable to say a word. It's always like this, every damn time. Better yet, tell me, why have you still not found yourself a man? How old are you? 25? Late 20s? You should understand the way the world works at this age. For a moment, a heavy silence hung in the room. Okay, so we're the Semyon that tortured everyone, I guess, or something like that. You don't know? I'll tell you then. Who the hell would want someone like you? The camp leader's house resounded with a loud sigh. Or even something more like a hoarse neigh, while a familiar melody rang outside. A couple of times I tried to find out where the supper music was coming from, so instead of it, the speakers would play something more or less cheery throughout the camp. I didn't know. Looks like this angelic singing needs neither a player nor wires or electricity. So hell with it then. For example, right now I wouldn't be against the whole camp hearing me laugh. Laugh. But at whom? Not at myself, no. I'm just laughing because laughter is a wonderful defense mechanism and a way to allay the boredom. How much does a minute of laughter give you? 5 minutes of life? Well, it's of no use to me. I'm a de facto immortal. I just need a notarial certification. How dare you talk this way to your elder? Oh, yeah, dare, change the track already, will you? Honestly, I'm sick of listening to the same thing time and time again. Let's try this instead. Hello, how are you doing? See, it's not that difficult. Okay, your turn now. What? Not what, it's hello, how are you doing? And I'll reply, thanks, bad as always, and maybe I'll even add, thanks to your prayers. Get out of here, I'll call the police. How? With a Pigeon Express? The phone isn't working. Yes, but The camp leader faltered. Although... I reached into my pocket, the left one, took out my mobile and threw it to her. Here, try it. The camp leader caught the phone, it jumped around several times in her hands and almost fell to the floor. What is this? A phone. I gave a short answer and closed my eyes. That thing, you know, ting-a-ling-a-ling, ting-a-ling-a-ling. The telephone began to ring. I don't know that's a reference. Are you sick in the head? The camp leader seemed to have finally started to come to her senses. What about you? I don't know what's happening here. Have you seen the film Groundhog Day? You haven't. Well, anyway, if the library of yours had some books on psychiatry, I would have been able to answer the question about my psychiatric condition with more certainty. That's why, for now, I'm only ready to tell you as an amateur. Oh yes, Olya dear, I'm sick. And again, the loud, devilish laugh. The camp leader was stunned and released the phone from her hand. I fell on the edge of the bed and bounced towards me. I picked up the salad once and put it in my pocket. But not... What? But not in love with you? But not in love with you, I added, opening one eye. Don't know what that means. Someone shyly knocked on the door. Then it opened and a pioneer girl appeared at the doorstep. Oh, god damn it! I theatrically jumped off the bed. And where's the shopper? Forgotten at home? The girl looked at the camp leader in confusion. This is... She started and sighed and sank heavily onto the opposite bed. Actually, I know that the camp leader isn't afraid of me. The fear is simply not included in her program. She can be resentful. Yes, as much as you want. Imitate fright, most assuredly. But a couple of minutes will pass and she'll withdraw, leaving me be. Camp leader my foot. If I were in her shoes. This must be a bad time. The girl shyly prattled, casting her eyes down and preparing to leave. Why? Don't be shy! I exclaimed hospitably, gesturing to a place near me. Sit down now, make yourself at home. No, Sit down, I said. I barked. Now this girl can certainly display genuine fright, fear, and even terror. She slowly approached and sat on my bed, clinging to the backboard. So, got anything nice to tell me? Oh? What the hell is this? I, the same as any other kid, was taught by my parents since childhood that I shouldn't open the door to strangers. And also that I would be better off not going who knows where when called by who knows who. But that was in childhood. And now, literally everything depends on whether or not I trust a stranger. It seems like a whole life has gone by already and I had time to get old, mentally, if not physically. And I forgot what winter is. Snow, cold, the evening darkness, a wind that chills to the bone and eternal muddy slush. So, same goes for the city. Not stopping for a minute, always running somewhere and fumigating the dirty sky and people with its lines of rotten chimneys and car exhausts. It stayed in the distant past, like the faded pages of an old photo album that has been thrown into a storeroom as unnecessary. Are we Oh! Oh yeah, this is a Zhenya path. Okay, this is a Zhenya path. So what the hell was... okay. Let's just fucking experience this thing, I guess. Hey. The voice of the girl sitting nearby distracted me from these thoughts. You hung up again? Still thinking about that? About what? She meant no offense, and I asked again just for the sake of it. I already knew the answer. You know. We were sitting on the library roof, our legs dangling over the edge. Zhenya leaned back a bit, her hair beautifully fluttering in the wind. The bright sun was shining into our eyes, making us squint, but it wasn't blinding, more like velvety warm, and seemed to envelop your whole body in the pleasant heat of a sunny day. No, I mean I don't know, I guess. Lately I can't always say what I'm thinking about, just a mush of thoughts in my head. I fell silent for a moment and looked at Zhenya. She looked like she was uninterested in not only in our conversation, but in everything happening around her in general. As if this girl was okay with everything. The summer, the sun, the pleasant wind, our youth. As if this is enough for her to be happy and the rest are just foolish trivialities? In short, you get what I'm saying. Why do you even ask? Because a human is a social creature. It's supposed to communicate with others like it. She grinned almost unnoticeably. Yeah, right. Look who's talking. Waiter, I'll go get the award for the most communicative pioneer of the year 1980 whatever. What about me? I, unlike some people, have quite specific responsibilities in this camp. I am a respected member of our collective, irreplaceable even, in a sense, in contrast to you. Zhenya's eyes sparked as she grinned mockingly. Responsibilities. Yeah, sure. I covered my eyes with a palm and leaned back. Seriously, can you hear yourself? Responsibilities, collective. Hey! Zhenya said sternly and poked my belly. Ooh. I moaned mostly theatrically and cast a wrathful glance in her direction. What if I fell down, hurt myself, huh? That would be highly regrettable. There isn't even a place to get life insurance here. Yeah, and there would be no one to pay the reimbursement to afterwards. Well, no one is... I rubbed the back of my head, smiled dumbly and said, "What about you?" "Me?" Zhenya thought for a second. "Well, maybe. Though I don't think the canteen accept dollars, euro, credit cards, or at the very least, Russian rubles. And there's probably no currency exchange here either. And even if there was, who knows how the exchange rate is doing. I don't want to suffer from the inflation, you know." "Demand they pay you in gold." "Gold my ass." She threw herself at me, trying to tickle me, squeeze me, beat me down, or all of the above. So we are remembering things. The only thing that matters is Zhenya, I guess. Leaving the camp leader's house, I was chuckling. I probably shouldn't have expected anything from the conversation with this pioneer girl. And I didn't. Why would I? It's all been known for a long time now. I'm able to play this piece on my own, like a miserable one-man show. What an irony. I play with one actor in a theater with one spectator, in a city with one citizen, in a universe with one living being. Or living, in quotation marks, or maybe living, in italics. What kind of obituary would you prefer? With scroll work or without? With capitals or without? What font would you like? Should the paper be glossy or matte? Matte. Fa again. I kinda wanna know what fa means. Få. As in few. Fa.
Farf.
Fa. Fa again. Down the road was skipping a jolly little girl. Should I maybe start with her this time around? I remember there being splendid meat hooks in the canteen. Yeah, this is the guy that tortures people. Damn. Or shouldn't I? "And who are you?" she blurted out, coming up to me. "I am the terror that flaps in the night. Boo!" I demonstratively spread my arms and loomed over her. "That's not scary at all." "Not scary? Well, it'll do for now." I grinned and went forward. "Hey!" A shout followed me. "Wait!" The girl got up to me and grabbed my hand. "Don't touch me!" I cried with disgust and forcefully jerked my hand so the young pioneer flew off the road and fell into the bushes. "Ouch, that hurts!" She started to cry. Strange. Now this is really strange. I don't think something like this has ever happened before. Of course, this day has repeated itself so many times already that it's impossible to count. And the point is really not the girl flying into the bushes. It's that there shouldn't be anything new. Even such an insignificant, as one might think, occurrence may in the end turn out to be more important than all the previous times. Than the first time. I don't know why, I just feel that it's simply been too long since anything new happened. Of course, this world isn't comparable to a monotone mechanism that does its work soullessly, but all the variations of the script are familiar to me. And when I say all, I mean all. A couple of minutes ago into the camp leader's house could have come not on that shy pioneer, but the girl who... What the hell is this sentence? A couple of minutes ago into the camp leader's house could have not come not that shy pioneer, but the girl who met me at the camp gates. And I would be ready. Or the arrogant pioneer girl that greets strangers with a thump on the back. And I would be ready. Or even this little crybaby. And I would still be ready. But now, at this very moment, something is happening that I'm not ready for. And above all, I'm not ready for surprises. The girl continues to cry, looking at me with eyes full of anger and resentment. "You, it's all your fault!" "Come on, what are you crying for?" I walked up to her hesitatingly and reached out my hand. For a second, the girl made a puzzled face, but then grabbed me and got her to her feet with a jerk. Felt ashamed, did you? That's the point. You can't bully the little ones. Ashamed? I repeated, my thoughts far from here. Why? Because of you? Why would I be? But you should! She frowned and ran towards the cab leader's house. To complain, maybe. I don't know. I really don't know. For the first time in a long, long time since something like this has happened. Just a couple of minutes ago, I could say with certainty what each of the pioneers is occupied with at this particular moment. And what now? Faugh. At dinner, the camp leaders approached me. That turned out awkward, she began as she gathered her thoughts. Your parents called me and... But you could have behaved more properly. At least introduce yourself at the start. She said as her expression changed. But that's nothing. We will make a model pioneer out of you. Before I would have told her in detail about both the pioneers and the modeling, but right now I just had no desire to talk, neither with her nor with anyone else. Alright then, for a start you should meet your comrades. The camp leader waved her hand, inviting someone to the table, and two girls approached us. Well, enjoy your meal, I have more things to do. She said uncertainly and left the pioneers alone with me. Hi, you are new, right? Do you like music? You're not in a music club. It's only me right now though, but with you there will be two of us. It'll be fun, don't you think? I didn't look at her and continued to eat intently. Leave him alone. Don't you see he's kind of a lame brain? If the first girl was just a bit dumb, the second one I would compare to the grumpy cat from the internet. Grumpy cat was a thing back then. Damn. How about... I never actually done this before. It just never crossed my mind. Well, if I don't know the future events now, then why not give it a try? I threw water on someone. I silently got up, took a compote glass and poured it on the second pioneer's head, on top of Zhenya. Bon appetit! I summed up this act of vandalism with a stony voice and headed to the exit of the canteen. The girl cried, squealed, wheezed and even moaned somewhat hoarsely, but didn't try to stop me. Right now I most have wanted to be in some other place. To look at the world from outside, to observe the suffering of others from the height of my experience. But starting today, those places are no more. At the doors I bumped into the first girl who I met at the gates. Tried to go around her, but... Oh! Received a biting slap in the face! Goddamn, hell yeah! You show him, Slavia! The sound immediately rang through the canteen, its echo bouncing off the ceiling. In the space of a moment, a complete silence fell. In less than a second my hand clenched into a fist, nails digging into the palm, the skin of my knuckles stretching almost to the point of rupturing. I was going to knock this bitch out. Maybe I was late by a fraction of a second. Between us, as if out of the ground, sprung the little pioneer that I threw into the bushes, who spread her hands sideways, protecting her with her small body. And that was the end of that. I unclenched my fist, my willpower gone, lowered my head, squeezed past them and left the canteen. Did they really turn out to be stronger than me? Why did something like this even happen? Before I would have... Why even would? Nothing stopped me so many times. Hitting a girl was nothing. I've done worse things. Looks like this world has changed without informing me. This world has changed without informing me. Oh crap, this is actually taking place after we left the dream. Oh, interesting. This is a sequel. Not just a mod, it's a sequel, essentially. Huh, interesting, or a spin-off, more accurately. The rings of cigarette smoke were slowly drifting towards Genda. The pack was almost empty already, and there is nowhere else to get smokes here. I will have to wait another week. Obviously, I could go to the Autistic Brothers, take the bottle of vodka and get drunk, but what would that change? Decisions. So complicated now and so simple then. Did I start to think like that damn loser already? No, never. Got any more? Yet another pioneer girl took a seat near me. What? I asked uncomprehendingly. She pointed at the cigarette. Smoking is bad for your health. Look who's talking. She grinned. Mine's made of rubber. Wanna try it? No need. I'll take it on trust. I handed a cigarette to her and gave her a light. You did something cool today. Well, she said after the coughing stopped. And the pioneer leader in their hut, I heard. And it's supper. At least I'm not the camp's biggest disgrace now. I looked at her carefully. The pioneer was smoking the cigarette casually and smiling so complacently as if the whole world had already acknowledged her rightness. You, I see, are only thinking of yourself. What? What are you talking about? No. Her expression changed. She even panicked a little and choked on the smoke. Well, you're right. You were never the worst one here. I'm not so sure about myself, though. You're talking coolly. Now, praise from her was simply all I needed. Or maybe... Listen. I started, smiling one of my studied smiles. Oh, a new song. While we're at it, do you want to meet for a drink, so to say? You got any? The pioneer's eyes flashed. I can always find some for a good comrade. Okay. Interesting. I don't know what this means. That where we are flashing red and going into this space. Although it all started like in a bad novel that is printed by chapter in a gaudy newspaper, it turned out completely different. The memories blended together into a continuous haze of an orange-red tone, like a yellow brick road leading to the Emerald City. Though Dorothy grew up a bit and earns a living by prostitution, because instead of studying diligently, she was all caught up in the dreams of a magical land. The cowardly lion got hooked on meth and was shot in a firefight with the police. Now, the Tin Man had a pretty good life. He's become a hitman. And Scarecrow didn't even change at all. He got himself a stable, low-paying job in an office with a convenient working hours from 9 to 6 and an absence of career opportunities. This probably wasn't any magical city ahead in the first place. An endless road with no destination or meaning. You know, at that time, he really was talking about something like this. Tried to warn me at least. I wasn't listening, and as a result ended up as the only one to get stuck in this damn Mobius strip. That is right. And we're back with Zhenya. She was sitting nearby and squinted with discontent. Hey, hello, hello, Earth is calling. Okay, what's wrong? Like I can't take a moment to think already. Thoughts should lead to a result. What have you got? Well, what have I got? A lack of results. A lack of results is still a result. Zhenya painfully pinched me on the shoulder and moved a meter away. I'm trying to figure out what that means. Okay, so this is his headspace, and those are memories that he can't have, of a reality he can't be part of, because he went insane once he realized this. All of this is made up. Something like that. And then she appeared. No, Zhenya. Zhenya has always been in Sovyonok, but at that time I saw my Zhenya for the first time. Ooh, my Zhenya. Maybe I don't remember what happened before and what came after that well, but those several days will forever remain in my memory. I have already realized clearly that this is not my frozen world. Understood that an eternity later I had again, as I had once before, managed to fall into another. Managed accidentally, as if for a second the orbits of two planets crossed and I only had a moment. If I were a second late, they'd fly away from each other forever, getting farther and farther apart with a stupendous speed. This world is as lonely and empty as the previous one. But the main thing in it is that it's different. And there are things here unfamiliar to me. Oh, this is really important. It is so important for me. For example, Zhenya is sitting not in the library, but at the canteen's porch. After all that's happened, I was just not capable of sarcasm. Aye, I said as I came closer, but still stopping at a safe distance. Zhenya raised her eyes to me. Her face showed that she didn't expect to meet someone here. Hi. And her voice didn't sound like usual. Not that I would have mistaken the librarian's intonation for anything else. Decided to get a supper earlier? Okay, so this is a new run? Already? Huh. Because she would be upset with him throwing compote on her. No, I don't know. When's supper again? She pattered. What do you mean, when's supper? Oh, now we're called Semyon as well, not Deep Red Pioneer. Oh. Oh, this is the memory. This is his Zhenya. Ooh. Back when we had an identity. Her answer left me in a stupor and I broke into a smile, though a chill ran through my whole body. Ah, no, sorry. Of course I know when supper is. It's just, well... Zhenya got completely confused and stared at her feet. It seemed like the last thing she wanted right now is to be here, but she didn't have enough resolve to leave. It was strange, but it didn't scare me at all. On the contrary, I was happy because something new, beyond the scope of the pattern, has happened. Now we're Pioneer again. Are you alright? I asked the stupidest question possible in this situation. What did I even expect to hear in return? Yes, thank you. Semyon? Okay, wow, what is going on here? For what? I don't know. Well, for being worried. Well, I just... A faint tinge of discontent appeared on her face, but disappeared immediately and Zhenya slowly got up. I got to go. Wait, but weren't you on your way to the canteen? I'll come later. I got other things to do. Okay. I didn't stop her, but decided to follow. God knows how long it has been since anything like that happened to me. Only on my first few times here, maybe. Zhenya came to the square and quickly went in the direction of the library. She never turned around on the way, so I didn't even have to hide much. When the door shut behind her, I froze in hesitation. So what's next? Should I knock and go in? But what will I tell her? One wouldn't need to be a detective to realize that I've been following her. I was brought out of my thoughts by Electronic, who appeared before me as if out of nowhere. What, came with a checklist? Yeah, just decided to visit the library. Got it, I won't distract you then, he said and prepared to leave already. Wait, do you think it's that lately Zhenya's been, well, behaving strangely, I guess? Electronic looked at me carefully, appraisingly even. Did something happen? No, nothing. It looked as if I was making excuses and a feeling of personal pettiness enveloped me. Why should I make excuses to him? I'm just asking. What, I can't even ask already? No, of course you can, he said nervously. Maybe she really has been a bit strange. I guess I noticed something like that in the past couple of days. Really? And how did this strangeness manifest itself? I'm not sure. She's usually more self-confident or something. You think we should talk to her? I was going to say you certainly shouldn't, but restrained myself. Okay, forget it. Maybe she's just in that mood. What mood? No mood. That one. Guess it. Aren't you one of our future scientists? What? Some of these sentences makes no sense to me. Not only in this version of the game, but also in the main game, you know? Some sentences just make no sense. I answered abruptly. Electronic thought for a moment, as if pondering the fate of the world, and then nodded understandingly. Okay. I spread my arms a bit and lowered my head, indicating that if I had no more business with me, then it would be better for him to get back to building robots, and to do so as soon as possible. Of course, he was a bit slow, but this time he understood me and on the first try. When electronic left, I sat, my back pressed against a tree near the library, in such a way so I couldn't be seen from the windows, and started to think. To be more specific, I tried to think, because there were catastrophically not enough facts for a comprehensive analysis of the situation. When the wallpaper in your room changes from white to black, you can get surprised, scared, assume that they've been recolored without you knowing, get angry at the one who did that. But those are all emotions. A fact in that situation would be a note on the table saying something like, "Dear, I thought it would be better to get ready for eternity beforehand, so I changed the tone of the interior to a more fitting one." And what did I have on my hands at that moment? Behind me, a huge number of loops, now the librarian's strange behavior, and ahead, uncertainty. Not exactly a solid basis for constructing theories of any kind. Oh, and I was a master of theories, if anything. Though that was all in the past, because at some point I stopped caring completely about why exactly I am destined to spend an eternity in this camp. Again. And whatever I decided, this is all not like me. I don't think like that, and probably never did. It's as if someone put foreign words into my head. Did I stop being myself when I came to an alien world? The grass treacherously wrestled under my feet, giving my presence away. I was sneaking up to the library, trying to find out what is happening inside. Zhenya was sitting behind a table, staring straight ahead. Without even a thought flashed through my head. She looked bewildered, doomed maybe, like someone who was told that they have only a matter of hours left to live. I wish I could tell her that everything's alright and in 5 days it'll all repeat again. And then again. But how could this even be alright? It's like telling a sick man that he'll die in 5 days, but he couldn't worry because in 7 days after that, he'll die again. And about 10 minutes had passed, but Zhenya never moved. Sometimes it even seemed to me that she wasn't breathing. Now I began to realize with certainty that this is not strange. This is it. The thing that threw me into this new world. I just had to decide what to start with. I could ask her head on, tell her my story. Oh, here you are. Yeah, so with all that said, we are going to end this first part with Olga cock-blocking me, essentially. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what this Pioneer/Semian version wants with Zhenya. But yeah, that is something we're going to figure out together in the next few episodes. But for now, we just have to wait for Olga to move her ass. Now, thank you guys for watching, and thank you Josef for donating directly to my cover page. If you guys want to help me out, you can do so by clicking the link down in the description. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Goodbye everyone.